And again, welcome. I'm Tracy Griffin, excited to be here for the first day of the Better Together Visibility Challenge. And you know you're in the right place if you are a business owner, a coach, or a consultant who works with midlife women. I'm excited to share strategies today that only the top 1% of businesses use successfully. And these will actually work for any business, but this challenge is specifically for those who serve midlife women, and you'll understand that and why more as we go on. So get a notepad, get a pen, and be ready to take some great notes. Now, when I started Achieve Greatness Daily last year, I did the same thing that many of you mentioned in the survey last month. I thought that posting more meant that I would have more visibility. I was posting on Facebook and Instagram, LinkedIn, and YouTube, and I thought that that meant that I was going to have clients very easily, that I would be able to get my message out to those who I wanted to serve, and everything was going to be very easy. But instead, I felt invisible. I felt like I was shouting into the void, like I was talking to myself. And then I remembered the power of partnerships, how they could easily double, triple, and even 10x my offerings. And I learned the true value when I was vice president of Microbiome Labs. We had to grow in revenue from 2.5 million to 5 million the first year, and we did that. But what happened when we tried to grow from 5 million to 10 million in that next year, it was much more difficult. We were already going to over 160 trade shows a year. Our founders were speaking at those trade shows, they were speaking at podcasts and other speaking events. I was in charge of over 30 reps that we had to attend the trade shows. We visited doctors in their offices. We sold digestive health supplements. And we knew we were not going to be able to reach our goal doing the same things that we were doing. And what we needed was a bigger partner. And so we ended up partnering with somebody who had 10 times the list that we had, 75,000 versus our 7,500. And what that did is that ended up bringing in millions of dollars in the first year of that partnership. And not only did we exceed or meet our goal, we exceeded our goal that year by 17%. So that's the power of partnerships. And if you're strategic, that could be the power of one partnership and how it can change everything. So who would like to experience this in your own business? By the end of this week, I'm going to be able to see the comments and all of that in the live. Can't see them here, so technical things, and we will get through it. But the most important thing is that you understand the power of partnerships. So to some extent, I've used the same principle in every business I've been in and or worked with. And when I saw that slow, painful process of growing a business organically on social media, I knew that something had to change. And I wanted to find partnerships that could collapse years into months. And at first, I looked to see if someone already had this and was providing this to people. And I couldn't find anybody. And that's when I created Elevate 50 Plus, the first membership and mastermind that focuses on helping business owners, coaches, consultants who serve midlife women grow their businesses using strategies and partnerships to make a bigger impact without burnout. Because if we're all focused on the same ideal client and we're focused on how we can complement each other's offerings, then we can grow together and be better together. Because that's a multiplier effect in action. And this week is about showing you how to create that in your own business. So let's look at why one aligned partner can completely change your visibility and how you can start building that today. So you have your pen and paper, and we're going to talk some numbers. And so I want you to write these down because we don't have that visual. I really just want it to be you and me during this challenge and not have a lot of PowerPoints. So I think I can talk you through this though. I want you to imagine that you have a list of 1,000 people. Now, your real list may be less than this, or it may be a lot more than this. But for this example, let's just say you have 1,000 people on your list. And we're going to use standard conversion rates. So what that means with a conversion rate is what is the percentage of people that you would sell out of those 1,000. And the conversion rate, the standard, is 2%. Now, I'm just curious to know, do you think that that's high or low? Did you think that you would maybe make more than 20 sales out of a list of 1,000? Or did you think it would be less? So it's really important to know our numbers so that we know how much activity we need to expend. With a list of 1,000, with a 2% conversion, we would have 20 sales. And if we had a price point, let's say that that was the first price point in our offering, the first price point of what they call the value ladder, and it was $79. That would give us revenue of $1,580. Okay, now how would you like, instead of having $1,580, how would you like to multiply that but not work harder? You want to multiply it by 2, 3, 10x, but you don't want to have to work twice as hard, triple as hard, 10 times as hard. You don't want that. So that's why we use partners. Now imagine you had 2 partners and they each had a 1,000-person list. So instead of having 1,000 people now, when you do your launch, you actually have 3,000 people that you get to introduce to your launch. And instead of 20 sales, you have 60 sales. And your revenue goes from $1,580 to $4,740. Now, wouldn't you like that? And not having to work 3 times as hard. So your revenue just increased 200%. But now imagine that those same partners, they didn't have 1,000 people list. They had 5,000 person lists, 5 times as much as you had. And instead of getting 60 sales, you have 220 sales. And that gives you revenue from $1,580 to $17,380. And that's how you can use partnerships to 10x your launches. So you have the same offer, basically the same effort, and you replaced it posting harder with the trust of partnerships instead. Because visibility is actually getting in front of the right audience. So you can stop shouting, you can start being invited, you get more clients, and you have less energy. So who's with me on this? Because today you're discovering how one aligned partner can put you in the front of the right paying clients without posting into the void, without hustling harder, and without stretching yourself thin. But reach only matters if the partnership is the right fit. And partnerships only work when they're aligned. So I want you to imagine the people or types of businesses who work with your ideal client. Who works with her before you get her, before she starts working with you? What types of businesses? What types of businesses work with her while she's working with you? And what types of businesses will work with her after she works with you? Now, I'm going to give you guys some examples. And I know a lot of people who are on this challenge work with the midlife woman when she's in perimenopause or those menopause years. So before she works with you, she may be working with a functional medicine doctor, an acupuncturist, OBGYN. During the time she's working with you, she could be working with another type of coach, online communities, fitness trainer, or nutritionist. These are all examples of great partners for you. After she works with you, she may need empty nest guidance, retirement assistance. Maybe she's a caregiver and she needs assistance there. Or maybe she needs business help. Now imagine you're a coach or a consultant for a 55-year-old woman who just left her career and she's starting a coaching business for other midlife women. So before she works with you, she might work with a life coach, tech training, branding specialists. While she's working with you, she might be looking for marketing specialists, ad agencies, AI experts, financial consulting. And after, she may be looking for a high-level mastermind, accounting, HR support. So these are the different types of partnerships we're going to be looking at this week. As good as a great partner is, bad fits drain time and energy. So it's really important to use the partnership fit checklist that you all received as a bonus and compare that against the mission. So you want to be looking at what is the mission of the partners that you're looking for. What are their offers? Do they enhance what you offer? And what are their values? Is this going to be somebody or the type of business that you're going to be proud to introduce to others? And what about their audience? Where in that stage do they have your ideal client? Saying no to bad fits will protect your momentum. And alignment is going to create excitement. It's going to create ease because shared values equal trusted introductions. So say yes if you're ready to replace awkward yeses, awkward asks with natural yeses. And check your bonuses and use your partnership fit checklist to evaluate potential partners today. And if you haven't received your link to your bonuses or can't find it, type bonuses in the comments and we'll help you out. And if you've joined the VIP Momentum Bundle, if you've received that, then you're also going to get a list of 45 plus different types of partnerships so that you can really get different ideas for who has your client before you, during, and after. Because this isn't just about one campaign. It's about compounding your reach and being able to work with your partners over and over and over again. And how do you go from just a couple partners to having dozens of partners want to work with you? And what I'm going to show you is how to have your own sales force by doing this. Because I showed you, or we talked a little bit ago about how a couple partners can compound your reach, but how do you get them to want to share your information, to share your offer? And one way is by doing swaps. So one thing that you could do with your partners is you could just do simple email swaps or social media swaps. Or you can think of them as your sales force. And instead of having to pay a sales team salary plus commission plus benefits plus training, you don't have to do any of that. It's really easy because that's where affiliate programs go. And with an affiliate program, if you were looking at that same partnership that we just were, let's think about that last one. So remember, you have a list of 11,000. You have 2 partners with 5,000 lists. You have 220 sales. Your revenue was $17,380. But if you paid a 40% commission on that, on just the 200 sales that your partners brought in, not on the 20 sales that you brought in, but you would have $11,060. Now you might say, well, why would I want to give up nearly $5,000? But what if those partners wouldn't work with you or weren't interested unless they were getting that commission? You could have the two partners that you did the swaps with, but what if three additional partners or two additional partners were willing to work with you, but with those affiliate commissions? The other really nice thing about working with partners and affiliate commissions is that if you're just starting your business, if you're in the process of launching your product, or maybe you're working on a product and you're revamping it, but it's not currently available, you're not offering it. By working with partners who have affiliate programs and who fit somewhere in your before, during, or after, you could segment your list and you could offer to your current leads, you could offer them somebody else's program and still make money while you're revamping your launch or starting yours from scratch. So affiliates and partnerships have a huge, powerful place in your strategy. And there are times where you would not do an affiliate. So affiliates are really great when you have an evergreen offer, you have a course or something that doesn't need a lot of your time. It is more of they'll do it themselves instead of doing it with you. It may be a course where you'll do one or two frequently asked questions or live sessions with them, but it's not something that you're going to be doing for one-on-ones or where a lot of your time is. That's really not a good fit for the affiliates. It may be a better fit for just the swap. But this just shows you how when you share your pie actually grows bigger, because collaboration always beats that content treadmill. So if you're ready to get more sales and to be more visible, then collaborations will put you in front of the right people you may never have access to, and you're not alone. Now I want you to imagine 90 days from now, you've got 5 aligned partners that are consistently putting your name into new rooms. Your reach is multiplying, opportunities are showing up in your calendar, and you feel lighter, more energized because you're not doing it alone. This is how you stop being invisible and start becoming in demand. So this week, you're going to experience this shift for yourself. You're going to leave with a 90-day visibility map, built-in network of aligned partners, and repeatable low burnout framework. You're going to use your partnership fit checklist today on 5 to 10 people. Now make sure they're in that same grouping, either the before, during, or after. And the reason is once we start developing your offer and what you're going to collaborate with them on, you don't want to be having to do multiple things. If you're working with all partners who have your client while you have your client, then it's easier to create one resource that will work for all of those partners. And if you're a VIP, make sure you use that list of partnership categories that's in your bonuses. And I want everybody to post in the group, the kind of partner I want is. Okay. And the reason is when you post the type of partner that you want in the group, you're putting it out there to everybody else who has your ideal client where in that stage you would like to partner with. And they're able to see, are they an ideal partner for you or not? And I'm not sure how many of you are using AI often or not, but I would like you to consider using AI this week if you're not, because it's one way to be able to brainstorm and create a list of those partners very quickly without doing a lot of research. And I promised you that there would not be a lot of homework, and this is the way we make it so that you're not spending a lot of time. There's a prompt in your bonuses that you have to work with AI. You'll have to put in some specific things on your business and what you're looking for, but it'll help you generate a list of 20 ideal partners. You'll take that 20 ideal partners and you'll start looking at them and comparing them with a partnership fit checklist. And your goal is to have 5 to 10 partners that you'd like to be able to work with. And if you'd like some extra credit, DM them with a genuine intro. Now, you're not going to ask for anything. You're not going to propose any sort of partnership or collaboration. You're just getting to know them. You're just expressing your appreciation for the work that they're doing. And it should be really easy, because when you're putting them through that partnership fit checklist, you should definitely have some things that align with you in their work. And it should be easy to do an opening introduction. And if it's not, jot down your thoughts and use AI to help you compose that introduction to that partner. And even if nobody replies to your message, you're gaining a skill that most people never practice, because sending invitations that feel natural and not salesy, that's a door opener you're going to use over and over and over. So today, you've discovered how to go from invisible to invincible. And you're naming the kind of partner that can double your reach, and you're starting to open those doors. And that's a first step to collapsing years of trial and error into weeks of momentum. So tomorrow, I'm going to show you how to make your offer so irresistible that partners are going to want to share it right away. See you then.